Okay, and first step is that I need to take this wheel and tire away that I can see those brake parts, and I need first this 19mm tool. Okay, and this bolt opening happens so that we need first this 19mm socket, 19mm, and then it is good to have this bar where I install that socket in this way. Now this bar is in there, and then I insert this my tool in here in that way, and opening direction is in that way. I move that in here, and then this bolt opens. Then I open next bolt in here, and then I press down, it opens. An idea is that when we have this long bar like in that one, and we rotate in that direction, this bolt opens easily. But if we have only short tool, something like that, then we have really big difficulties to open, because when I use so small tool, there is not enough force. This is like weakness, but this is powerful. This is like European small engine, this striked 4-cylinder engine, and this is like big American Chevrolet Corvettes, this big V8 engine force. Remember, this is like small engine European car, and this is big Chevrolet Corvettes engine, and it is powerful. Okay, and then when all bolts are open, I only rotate these bolts like 1 or 2 turns, that they are in like hold. And then we need to lift up this our car body up using jack or hoist or something other, like I do in that way. And when this wheel is up, then I can do next step, that I can rotate. It is important that this wheel must be in up. Look, it is like up. And in that way, when it's up, I can take those bolts away. Okay, in that position, good. And then I take my tool again, and I insert in here, and now I take these bolts, I rotate again in that rotation, and I take bolts away. I rotate that in this way. I rotate this, and now this bolt opens. There is first bolt, and I take then those 4 others also away. And then we can continue. Okay, and then I continue my job, and there is this my tool. I take those all 3 bolts away. I rotate my hand in here, and then I can use in this step also, my friends, that kind of tools, and I insert them in here, and then I rotate that my tool in that way, and I rotate that so long that this bolt is free. Okay, and now it drops down, and I go to take my bolt. Okay, and there is my bolt, and if we drop that bolt, it is important that we clean that bolt right away. It is important that this bolt must be clean. Check that there is no any rocks or sand inside this bolt. Okay, and then always insert bolt in safe place, and then I think that I use my different tool. There is my socket 19 and I have like longer. And now I use, oh, this was slippery. Now it's again, it is in there, and then I rotate that bolt in this way, and bolt this way, and final bolt in here. And there is bolt, and now this feel is free, and then we need a little bit force and power, and if you are a man or woman, and if you could lift that feel in that way up, you can think that in that way that I am quite powerful people, human being, look. But if you can't lift, then you can train more like Arnold. Okay, and Arnold is good trainer. Okay, and then we have this brake system in there, and then I start to take those parts out. Okay, and then I need to take out this bolt in here and that bolt in here, what is in this location. And they are 12mm bolts. And here I have this my socket, look, 1-2mm, like 12, 1-2, and this socket fits in here, and there is idea that this socket must be installed in very well in that position. Please check that you use 6 gonus bolt, because there is big risk that we can damage that bolt in here. It is very risky. This bolt can be bad really easily. Let's look that closer. I take my light and I saw that this bolt in here, look, it can be damaged really easily. This bolt, it is really easy and risky to damage, and also in that one in here, in this one, 12mm, they can be damaged, and if we damage this bolt, then we need to cut that and purchase new from this Toyota dealership, because this is specific Toyota's bolt. And look, this part fits in there right in that way, and look, this area must take contact in that base, that the sockets, this corner must take contact in this place. Look, not in this way, this is not good, but this is good socket installation. And same in here, I install that in here, in that way, and now it's in place, in that way. Cool. And I start this my job in this upper area. This upper area, there is this my socket, and normally this bolt is, this bolt opening direction is now interesting, because it is in that side that we need to check that we are opening that in right way, and that means that now when I am opening that, I need to move that in this direction if I am right. Let's check that is this true or joke. And I install that my tool in here, look, in that position, and then I take my grip in here, and then I am planning to move that in this direction. Look, this is the rotation, that I pull out that. Let's look. Okay, yes, and now it opens. Okay, good. And then I little bit when I lift that in this way, I can take this tool socket out, and then I little bit rotate that bolt in this way, and I take this bolt totally out, and it is in here, standard bolt, and then I insert this bolt. Always remember some this place, that it is in a safe place. Okay, and then I can do so that I can open also that bolt, but there is possibility that if I have this crowbar, this tool, that I insert my crowbar in here, in that corner, that I little bit lift and I bend that in this way in here. Look, I bend in that way, and then this brake pad cover moves. Yes, now it moves. Look, good. This part moves, and now I only turn that in this direction. This is nice. Other ways is to take that bolt also in and out. And then we have these two brake pads, and if these brake pads are stuck, we can use screwdriver, and we install that screwdriver in that position in here, in that way, and then we bend that in this way. Look, in that way I bend that, and then these pads opens, and now there is this hole. This hole is important, and then when this now my pads drops, but here it is, and this looks very good brake pad. Okay, but I am planning to replace new one. And then this another side, what is in here, I can use my fingers, but some cars this can't be very stuck, and that's I take my screwdriver again, and I bend that in this way. Look, and now this pad opens. Okay, now it's there, and it is easy. And look, this movement way is in that way, like in that way, not in this way, only in that out. Okay, and now brake pads are free, and then I can start to take out this brake disc. Okay, and this brake disc opening, there is two bolts in here back area, and let's go to look those closer, because they are in here, in that one and that one, and I need to take those out, and then we look in that direction next. Okay, and we are now in this other side. We were just before in here, and now we are in here, and there is those bolts what I need to open in this upper area. There is this one bolt, it is in here, and now when we look in here, there is this bolt, and we need now this 14 millimeter, the socket what fits in just in that bolt in that way. Look, now it's in position, and then there is another, this is the first one what we need to open, and in here, or actually in just in here, in that position. Look, and there is this second place In this place, very similar bolt, I install that in here. This is a little bit more difficult place in here, but we need to open both of those bolts, and there is that socket, and now I move that in here that we can see this idea. Now it's in there, and then I need, because this is now quite hard and actually tight. This is tight bolt. Now I need again a little bit more powerful force, and I need this longer bar, like this my Chevrolet Corvette V8 force, and I install this there's this my socket, and I connect that in here, and now I think that when I connect that in this position, okay, good, now there is good connection. Look, there is this my tool starts in here and it goes in there. It is like in position. Good, and then I need to only a little bit move that my tool. Okay, there is that one, and then I take my grip. There's this my grip in here. There's my grip in that area. Good, and then I check that bolt is okay. Good, bolt is fine. Then I move that only a little bit in this direction, in like up in that. Okay, there's my bolt. Let's look that everything's okay, and again I lift, and now it opens. Oh, good. And again this connection, there is this tool is there, then I move that up. Good. Now this bolt is free, and when actually it is loosened, and now when it's loosened I can use this my friends next in that way, because now it's loosened in this way, and then I can take this bolt away, and now I can use my fingers. Look, it is like the third step, and soon this bolt is open. Look, and there is this bolt, Toyota's original bolt. And if you miss that, you must, and I must, to go purchase new bolt in Toyota dealership spare part desk. Okay, and this is first one. This was this bolt. And then I had this second bolt in here, and it is in its location is in here. Let's look where I insert that. It is in here. Good, in this position, and then I little bit may move that cable, and now I try to open that bolt using that solder tool, and let's look that can I open that. Okay, and now there is a situation that I can't open that because this is so small. Okay, but no worry. where is my Servolet Corvette? And there is my Servolet Corvette tool, and I take this my friends away, and there is this my longer bar, and soon this should be open. Okay, and now this my tool is in that position, this in here. Now I need to lift up that my tool in this up position. Okay, now let's look at how it happens. There is this my situation, and now I need to only lift up that. Okay, and now it opens. Good. Okay, excellent. Excellent, and there is this my tool. Good. And then we can look in that area. This in here situation. And then I take, when this bolt opens, I change my tool now, because this is easier to use. Okay, in that position, and then I open that bolt, and now it's so free that I can use my fingers. There is this bolt. We can check that situation also in that side. In this way. And there is this my bolt. In here, I rotate that. And now there is this bolt, and now they are in together, and I need to rotate that a little bit back. I can take this my tool away, because now this socket is in position. Okay, and then we have a small issue. Okay, and then we have issue that is my brake bolt is in this socket, and I can take it away so that I have this workbench that I insert that bolt in carefully in there, and then I a little bit move that using like hammer, a little bit hammer that my, and now this my bolt opens, and this bolt is okay that I can reuse that. Okay, and then when I have take those two bolts in that side out, this brake caliper, this area opens in that way, and then I can move this whole system in that hole in here carefully. Do not bend too much this brake fluid cable because it is sensitive, but carefully we can move this in here. And be carefully with that hose don't go rotation very easily. Okay, good. And now there is this my disc, and sometimes if we are really lucky, when we move that in this way, we can take that out. But normally this is stuck because brake pads are there inside. And there is thing that we need now these two bolts in these holes and that holes. And I take those my bolts. And these are standard bolts you can use any bolts what goes in these holes. But this is like standard, this bolt, and then there is idea that when I insert these bolts in here, and then when I rotate these bolts inside in deeper, then this brake disc comes out. This is like trick. And idea is that I move that bolt 10 times, and actually these bolts should be similar length. But now I have shorter bolt and bigger bolt, and they should be similar. But I have only one bolt in that side and one bolt in longer, and that's I use this longer one. But normally bolts must be similar. Now I rotate that, and then this disc, look that area in here. This disc start to move in towards to me, and then like 5 turns in that, and that next 5 turns this upper one, and then 5 to 10 turns this lower one. And look how this moves. It really moves closer in that area. And here, look. And soon that plane is upper than this one. Okay, it is upper, and then I rotate that one. Okay, and now I can rotate a little bit using hands. And now and maybe soon this. Okay, and now this bang means that this disc is free. Good. Good thing. And then I lift that disc away. There is this old disc. And there we have those brake shoes. And these are only for handbrake use. And if we like to replace these brake shoes, we need to only take these springs in here away. There are springs in here, and then in here down area there are those plates what we need to replace in here and take out, and then this juice opens. A similar idea in here. This is this metallic plate. What I down, that when I move that down, this brake juice opens. And there is one spring in also in here, down in here. There is one spring in here. Okay, but this is idea that if we need to replace brake juice. Okay, and then there is interesting adjusting bolt in here what I like to show next. I a little bit lift that my this body, and even a little bit more, and there, that bolt in here, this is adjusting bolt, and that's idea is that when I rotate that bolt, first I rotate in that direction, like in up to down, and I take that kind of screwdriver, and when I move that in up to down, I press in here and then lift in that way. Look, it moves, and sometimes we can rotate that even in hands. Okay, now yeah, and then when I move that in this direction, it happens so that this, and I check that, Yes, that means that now these brake shoes goes in inside, and it is adjusting. These shoes goes in deeper in here. But then when I rotate that in another direction, like in up to down, and that means that in here I start to rotate in that way, that now this rotation is up to down in that way, then this shoes becomes bigger. And this is important thing when we are installing new disc. Now I check, and this adjusting, because this brake shoes must be so near this brake disc inner area as possible, because then our handbrake works great. And then we go to look our brake disc. Okay, and here we have this new brake disc, and I always recommend that we use original Toyota parts. Look. And why I recommend these Toyota parts? There is situation that when we use these Toyota parts, we have less issues in our brakes, because this metal is better than in those aftermarket parts. And let's look inside what they looks like. And look, these are those Toyota's original brake pads. Nice padding. And look, excellent quality. These are originals. And then there is, of course, in Toyota way, there's brake disc installation guide and quick reference, and logo always a better way. And let's look manual reference, and there is in Toyota way instructions that what to do. And first was that feel away, and then those bolts opening, and then this brake caliper, yes, and then we need to open this area, and then check that kind of things and cleaning, and then that we can take dust away. And then there is even this that we measure that this disc is striked, and then torque French thing and feel back, and then we need to check this our brake fluid amount. And then final step that we have to we have to press this brake pedal 20 times that brakes are okay, and then driving next 200 miles quite carefully. And there is general information, replacement procedure, and so on. This is Toyota's way. Okay, and then I take this my new disc, and then we go to install this back so that this those handbrake shoes take just right contact against that metallic plate. And let's go to do that next. Okay, and here is this my new brake disc, and installation happens so that those holes in here in that way, and it goes in nicely in there. And then I need to check that is this my brake shoes okay, and this happens so that when I press that in here and rotate this disc, and if this runs easily, I can say, and there is no any sound, this means that shoes are okay. But then when I like to adjust this little bit more bigger, and I rotate that my adjusting bolt in down, and there is this my area, and up down in that way, and then these pads moves in that direction and this one in that direction, and then they are bigger, and then check that how this disc works now. And it even runs nicely, and I adjust that more, and there is hint that this distance, when we measure from here to here, that when it become bigger, we know that this juice moves in that direction. And now I measure that. I take my measurement tool and I check that what is these 2 points distance, and distance is now in here, and it is 3 centimeters and 8 millimeters, 3.8. And then when I move that little bit in up to down, let's look. It was 3 that way, like 4 to 5 times. And now we measure again. It was 3.8, and now I adjust in here. And actually it seems that when I moved that in up to down, this area became smaller, and that means that I have to now rotate that in up to down. I had wrong direction, because now this distance is, when I measure, it was 3.8. Let's check that what is now. And now it's 3.85. Okay, actually it became bigger. Yes, it is right direction. Now I rotate a little bit more, and let's check that how this brake disc now survives. And now it takes a little bit contact, and it is not so, it don't move so easily, and that's I do so that I a little bit adjust it back. But before of that I measure that what is this area, and now it's 3.9. 3.9 is this distance, and I a little bit rotate that in up now in another direction, like up to down, and actually I can rotate that in my handles, in hand, or in using this screwdriver that way. Good. And now I check my disc again. Okay, now it rotates nicely. Good. And then I can install in here this rubber cap back, what was in that old one in here. I take that rubber cover out. It is in my hand in here, and I press that in here. Good. And then when this disc is back, I can install that system back in here, and there was those 2 bolts in here down, that one and that one. What I need to next, here are those bolts. I need to rotate these bolts back in here, in that way, in here. But before of that, I insert that my caliper back in here, look, and especially check that this hose is okay. Now they are okay in there, and then I insert that in here, and then this bolt installation, this is a little bit difficult. Let's go to look at how it happens. Okay, and there is this my disc, and there is this my bolt, and now this my this bolt. There is that hole, and this bolt that must go in. First this bolt, and then I a little bit move that, and it goes directly. Cool. It was so easy. And that bolt is now okay. And then there is second in this lower area. Let's look that. It is in that direction. And there is this my second bolt, and I install this bolt right in here. Okay, and it goes also nicely in here. Okay, and then I need this my frames that I can fasten these, and there I need this 1414 socket what fits in here. There's this my tool. This is the first. Okay, good. And then second one was in here. And that position. And rotation is in that way. Start, end. Okay. Okay. Then we check that. Is that one, and then I fasten. Okay, and then next step. Okay, and then we need this brake shoes, and also in here I recommend that you use this Toyota's original pad kit disc brake rare, because this Toyota's parts, they works the best, and we can purchase this in Toyota dealership center. And then when I open this, there is set of these, and there is idea that that one where is not this metallic part goes in here inside, and that one where is no this metallic, this gripper, it goes in here in that way. And then when I install that, we need in that way, we should use this copper paste. Look, copper paste. It is lubricant what is very heat resistant, and when I press there is this stuff, and remember, use gloves because this is harmful. And in this step I need to lubricate this area, not this one. Do not ever lubricate that part what takes contact in this disc. Never lubrication in this metallic part and that part. But in this outer part, this is okay in that way. And then these areas, these heads, and in here, in that way. And this lubrication idea is to resist this corrosion. This is only against for corrosion. Corrosion makes our pad stuck, and this lubricant eliminates corrosion. And then when I install that, the trick is that I install this in this way. Look, that angle in here, and then in this way first, and then these points first, and then I carefully turn that in this right way, that way. So easy. And same idea in this inner part. First, little bit this copper paste in my finger, and in here. Okay, and now this my metallic part drops out, and it is like, and I install that back. There is that kind of metallic thing what belongs in here. In here, or is this strike place? There is also option. Okay, that looks good. Okay, now it's good. And then when I install this in here, I install in again in little bit that angle, and in here, and then I only press these pads in that way. And now when we go to look those, it's important to check that they are in like together. Look, pad, and there is disc there inside. And always we need to check that all parts are moving easily. And this easily means that using our fingers. And if you, in that way, if you notice that your pads are not moving easily, then please disassemble these parts again, because all time parts must move easily. And then I insert in that part in here. But before, now there's a situation that now those pads, they don't go in there, because this caliper is too out. This is my caliper in here, and that's I need. Next, these tongs. And if we have bigger car, like some truck or big Chevy or big Toyota Camry or Toyota Avalon, we need bigger tongs that are like 3 times bigger than that one. But when we have this small car like Corolla, we can install these tongs in here. And then there is idea that when I insert, there is this cap, and I insert this my tools in that way. Look, in this direction. And then I only compress this inner piston. I start to compress these things in here. Look, that finger. then this central part, this one goes inner. Now I start the compress. And now it goes inner. Look. Now it is inner in there. Deeper, and that means that now it is easy to move this, and this part moves in this direction. Look, I can move that. This part moves in this way, and now it goes easily in there. And then this corner in here, we need to also check that how are these bolts moving in here. And now this seems to be quite stuck. And when I rotate that a little bit, maybe I can do those to move better. But we can also lubricate these when we take these bolts out. Normally we can. Okay. This is quite okay, but I think that this moves just enough. And now I insert also in here a little bit this copper paste. That way. I insert lubricant and also in here. That way. Okay, good. Lubrication is, and then I can rotate this bolt in here. Look, there is movement, and when I move that, this part goes only in one way, and that's, I need to check that everything is okay. Good. Okay, good. Now they are fine. And then I take this my bolt, and in that area it's also good to install a little bit copper paste, that this is easy to open. In that way, and copper paste. This copper paste is cool stuff, but remember, use gloves. This is harmful. This can kill us. Cancer. Poison stuff, this copper paste. Like all lubricants. Oil, gasoline, all brake fluids. And then I rotate this bolt back. And then I take this my socket, and it is 12 millimeter. And there is this my socket, 12 millimeter, 1, 2, and my friends. And there is this my bolt in here. And I insert my tool in here. And now this rotation is in this way, like up to down. This, if I am right, yes, this fastening. Now in start and end, this direction. Start, end. And now I fasten that. Good. And then we can also check these bolts, this torque French amount, and this bolt is about 20, and that inner bolt, what was in here, this 14 millimeter, it is like 60. And I check that next, that this is okay, and then I check this torque French amount. There's this thing. And then I take this 14, 1/4, and this is my torque reference tool. And there is this scale, Newton meters, and I insert in a rotate this adjusting bolt, and I insert in here amount 60 Newton meters. What is in LP foot, it is about 45. And then I install my socket in here, and I install this bolt here. Now this torque reference tool is in position, and then I only listen that when this torque reference says click, and click means that force, torque reference force is okay. Okay, and it is okay. 60. Good. Okay, and now it seems that this my job is almost ready, and next I need to install this wheel back, and then when wheel is back I need to fasten these wheel bolts, and final step is to go to press brake pedal this 10 times, that these brake pads in here take good contact against this disc. Okay, and next I lift this wheel back. There is this my wheel. Wheel is coming, and now wheel is in there, and then I insert bolts in there. My bolts. There is this my bolt and tool. There is this my adjusting tool, and then we need to only focus in here. And we look in this how to install this in here. We need to cheat this inner bolt, and then there I have this bolt in this my socket. And then I only insert it in this way, and I start rotate that. In this way. That way. And then I rotate that in here. Good. And then I insert next bolt. Okay, and then when I install this bolt in here, there is this wheel bolt, and I insert that in this 19mm socket, and in here, and I rotate that in this way. At same time I compress and press that wheel in inner in this central area all time, that we have good connection. And when it is in right position, this bolt like flies in inner, and this is in rotation direction. And then this next bolt in here, that way. This way, and final bolt is in here. Okay, good. And now I am fastening and tightening these bolts using my hands only. And then I check all of these. And this was a little bit loosened. And then that one. And then I check that everything is fine. And now I can lift down this wheel in back to ground. There is ground. Okay, and I will do that next. That I lift this my wheel to ground. Now it's going down. Okay, and now this wheel is in ground, and next step is to fasten these bolts more. And first I use this dogwood wrench, sorry, this is my standard wrench, that way, and I fasten this first in here and then another side, and then here, that way, and then in here, and again in here, and here, and here, and then we must be sure that these bolts are enough tight, and that's we need now this dogwood wrench tool that is in here, and now I need to adjust in here force for this 100 in here, 100. Look this scale, and I rotate that my thing, and soon this area is in this 100 amount. Okay, now there is 100 is this force in here. Then we'll look 100. Okay, good. And then I install this my tool in here, that way, and then I start to move that in here, and then it says this click, force is 100 in this bolt, and then again in here, good. Okay, and 100 is in all of those, and then I have this my rule that I fasten one bolt a little bit higher, and I insert 120. It's my security safety rule that at least one bolt is extra tight. Okay, and actually it is in here. And do not fasten all bolts too high force, because these bolts can cut. There is risk that bolts goes cut. There is cutting, and it is not nice. And this wheel is okay, and final step is of course, because it is a little bit dirty, there are my fingers, that I take clean cotton cloth and I clean these dirties away. Okay, and then how I can take these black dirties away in my car's alloy wheel. There is my car wheel. I need cotton cloth, and there are those dirties, and this is clean, and only movement in that way, and then I can take those all dirties away in this way. Okay, good. Now it's clean. Okay, and then important thing that we need to press this brake pedal 10 times. And there is this brake pedal area, and I take a little bit light. Okay, now we have light, and there is brake pedal, this central thing, and I insert my foot in there, and I need to press that like 20 times, 10 times at least. 4, 5, 6, and now it's hard. Okay, good. And now this job is done. Okay, and when we start this brake job, we need a couple of tools, and I like to show you what kind of tools you must have. First is that you must have this wrench that we can open these bolts, and there must be this sockets. What sides are? Let's go to look what we need. These tools. First one is this 19 millimeter. There is 1/9 socket. We need that kind of socket, and then this wrench, and then we need also some another tools, actually sockets, and we need then this 12 millimeter. Sorry, this was 13. Here we need this 12 millimeter socket. What is there? We need that socket. There is one bolt, and then we need also 14 millimeter. What is in here? 4 millimeter socket. Actually that one, and then this 19 millimeter socket. Okay, good. And then of course this wrench, and maybe this longer bar if these bolts are tight, and then we need 2 of those, actually that size of standard bolts. What this size is, when I take my measurement tool, this size is, what is this thickness? It is this, it looks to be 8 millimeter. It is 8 millimeter is this diameter, and then this length should be at least, when I measure, it is like 4 centimeters. It is like almost 2 inches, and we need these bolts for opening. Okay, and then of course we need tongs, because I need to compress those brake pads, and of course final step is that we need to have this copper based brake lubricant. Name is here in here, copper based. It is this brown or bronze color lubricant for those brakes moving parts. Okay, and then we can continue and start this job.